Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having water, and tonight I'll be discussing that time I accidentally became a serial unaliver. I had to change the last word to avoid a content violation, but here's the cover so you can see what the full title actually is. This book is by Rebekah Sinclair. I did download this copy off of KU, but of course I'm giving my honest opinion. These are the highlights and the content warnings. And my rating for this book is 4.5, so what's it about? So this book is about Poppy, who's a prosecutor of Schmeck's crimes, and now apparently by complete accident a serial unaliver. But it's not her fault. It all started with her case against a rapist being declared a mistrial and him being allowed to go free, and ends with her using her mother's hand-me-down knife to his throat, where then a stray dog pees on his corpse. This wasn't in her plans, as you can imagine, but now she has this stray dog that she named Dexter, a body count, and a bigger problem. You think the body would be the problem, but no. Someone witnessed what she was doing and liked it. So much so that while she's having her little breakdown, he decides to clean up her crime scene, dispose of the body, and is now texting her tips for next time. As if that wasn't stressful enough, she has now been assigned to a secret human trafficking task force led by Detective Declan, who she's had a crush on for years. But it quickly becomes obvious there is widespread corruption and someone is trying to pin it on him. But as they work together to try and bring down this ring, she needs to focus on not just proving his innocence, but on rescuing the victims as well. But sometimes it's a little hard not to imagine his lips on hers, especially when she's never been kissed before. But with two very different candidates in the running trying to claim that kiss, it's only a matter of time. But there's still the little matter of all the bodies she keeps making. But she's slowly starting to realize that when it comes to her little problem, she doesn't want to be saved and she needs to finish what she started. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this a 4.5. I had so much fun reading this book. I could not put it down. I was actually able to finish it in a day. I just want to say I loved Poppy. I loved her vibes. I love her personality, and she had me giggling throughout this whole book. Now, I will admit, as a Why Choose girly, I don't always vibe with love triangles, but with this book, between the stalker and the cop, there was just so much tension building that I had such a great time reading it, and I had to stop myself from skipping to the end to see who she would end up with, and that hasn't happened in a long time, so I really enjoyed this book. Now, for the characters, you first have Poppy, who I already admitted I absolutely adored. She was just living her authentic self and didn't give a fudge what other people thought, whether it was about all the pink she wore or about her alternative curse words. She definitely embodied the whole Elle Woods vibes, but when shit was going down, she would have these delicious feminine rage moments I think so many people could relate to, especially considering who her targets were. It definitely felt cathartic. Now, for the two MCs, as a Why Choose girly, I'm having a hard time choosing between the two of them as to who my favorite is. First, you have the stalker, who is, yes, teasing Poppy through text messages, but is also going through great lengths to not just keep her safe, but take care of her as well, and I definitely appreciated that. Then with our cop, you have a cold, off-putting attitude about him that Poppy just takes jabs at, and I just loved watching her bring him to his knees, especially when it came to his unaliving board, and how she whipped it into shape with Post-it notes and highlighters. As a Post-it note and highlighter girl, it definitely had me giggling. Overall, I had a blast reading this book. The plot was fun, the characters were enjoyable, and that dog deserves their own award or own book. He was definitely a character. This book is currently available, and I do recommend it, and I hope you give it a try, and I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.